Hello. Great. Let's reveal some of the ancient secrets of the Platonists and the Egyptians, specifically regarding math. Don't worry, this is not about math, because the universe is not governed by math. Oh, sure it is. No, it's not. Only phenomena are governed by measure. First, let's make a crazy analogy, because sometimes crazy analogies, they stick in people's heads. My dead wife used to collect Beanie Babies. Here's a Beanie Baby, right? Let's just say the Beanie Baby is Bob, right? Okay, here we go. And you're like, oh my god, this guy's playing with Beanie Babies now. Let's talk about a field. Everything in the universe is fields. Fields are not particles. Fields have no phenomenality. All four Maxwellian field equations are expressions excuse me, of vectors and effects over time. So let's say Bob is a field here, okay? We can never see Bob in principle. Like if we were to define something, well, this is Bob. He's 6 foot tall, he's a male. In this case, it's a teddy bear, right? You know, he has these attributes, he's this, this, and that. Okay, that would be Bob in principle, right? Now we're talking about fields. No one has ever seen Bob, because there is not in any book, in any website that you could ever go to that will define a field in principle. All explanations of fields are vectors and effects over a period of time. Not only has nobody ever seen Bob to define Bob, okay? No one has ever seen the motion of Bob. They've never seen like, oh, you know, we never see Bob, but I saw him like running across the window. Yeah. No one's ever seen Bob. To see something would mean that it would be phenomenal, right? Sure, okay. A field has never been seen, and a field has never been defined in principality. What does in principality means? It means that if I can only define something, like if I leave the room and I come back and I find out that Bob had like moved this iPad like 4 feet to the left, and it took X number of joules of power to move it, then I'd say, well, that was Bob, and I'm going to use a Maxwellian field equation to say that Bob moved my iPad from here to here. No one's ever seen Bob. No one has ever defined Bob. No one has ever seen the motion of Bob. Bob is only ever defined, and we're talking about a field here, by change with a vector as expressed in effect. That effect, whether that is expressed in coulombs, whether it's expressed in joules. A field. The easiest way to defeat anybody, too, if you ever want to get into like a debate with somebody, this drives people insane. And when I mean insane, I mean it literally drives them insane. And everybody that's in general relativity or quantum mechanics, or anybody that mentions like electron particles or photon particles, everybody that ever mentions that is an atomist. And if you don't know what an atomist is, I suggest that you're an idiot and you need to go back to high school or college and slap your teachers for not teaching you what the F an atomist is. An atomist is somebody that believes that Mother Nature is a crazy hooker on crack with a bag of magic particles, and the entire universe are just little unicorn and leprechaun particles bumping into each other left and everything is particles, electricity, everything, even a magnetic field. They've even devised a magical leprechaun, almost quite literally, for a magnetic field. They've called it a virtual photon, something for which there is absolutely zero proof of existence. It's never been the input or output of any experiment. It is a completely imaginary concept and abstraction, because they always try to quantify. When you talk quantity, you talk phenomena. When you talk phenomena, you're talking about atomism. So here's Bob. Bob is a field. No one has ever seen Bob. No one has ever defined Bob in principle. No one has ever seen the motion of Bob. The four Maxwellian field equations only to define a field as vector, change, and effect. Let's get on to math. That really upsets people too, by the way. When you want to have a debate with an atomist, someone that is like a fanboy of the idiot Einstein, rather than Tesla, Faraday, Steinmetz, Heaviside, James Clerk Maxwell. Yeah. Just bring up the word. So just ask them to define the word field. They can never do it because a field has never been defined because it is effing impossible to define a field. A field is not phenomena. The universe is not governed by math. It's only governed by pressure mediations. All phenomena are governed, obviously so, by magnitudes and the measure of magnitudes, which is time. This is my writing, by the way. I'm not reading off somebody else's writing. Time has no existence in and of itself. It is given significance only for the sake of phenomena which has magnitude. The universe of fields, which are not phenomena nor material, nor have any magnitude, are governed by curvilinear pressure mediations, by force and motion, inertia and acceleration. That's undeniable. Sentient beings measure everything with an unreal construct of measure, and the vectors of change of magnitude as expressed in the construct and concept of time. All math is nothing other than the measure of magnitude, change, relational vectors, and effects against the ruler of phenomena, which is time and change, over a period of time. Magnitude comes first, as given magnitude by the loss of inertia, which is necessitatively magnetism, just as Faraday called magnetism the dielectric field. Dielectricity is literally inertia. The loss of that inertia is defined by the conjugate vortex, i.e. the reciprocating precessional hyperboloid, that is magnetism. The loss of inertia breeds magnetism. Magnetism breeds magnitude. When you have magnetism, you have magnitude. We talk about a magnetic field. Great. It has volume. You can measure this qualitatively, not quantitatively, qualitatively with a Gauss meter. So the loss of inertia, we have magnetism. With magnetism, we have magnitude. The loss of inertia, we have magnitude. With magnitude is calculated and measured and expressed in the wholly unreal construct of time. Without magnitude, there is no time. At the plane of inertia, in a magnet, there is no magnetism. At the very center of any object, every object has gravity, of course. Gravity is nothing other than incoherent dielectric acceleration. At the center of any point of gravity, you will find that there is no gravity. At the center of any magnet, there is no magnetic flux. That's the plane of inertia. It's really simple. That is also the point at which time has no meaning. You ever seen an hourglass? You know what an hourglass shape is? Bulb at one end, bulb at the bottom, right in the middle. Guess what's in the middle right there? You know, you turn the hourglass over this way and over this way. And right in the middle there is no time. Why is there no time in the middle of an hourglass? You know that thin little part of an hourglass? Because there's no magnitude there. Well, ultimately, in an hourglass there is some magnitude, but let's just say it's infinitely, it has absolutely no magnitude. We're talking about a hypothetical hourglass here. A real hourglass, as used by Mother Nature, shall we say. So, loss of inertia, we have magnetism. Magnetism breeds magnitude. Magnitude is calculated and measured and expressed in a construct of time. Time is no different than a shadow and emptiness and space. They're all wholly unreal, and neither principles nor subjects with autonomous being or existence. Time has absolutely no meaning without magnitude. Space has absolutely no meaning without the loss of inertia. Emptiness is not a thing in and of itself. Emptiness is a qualifier of something else. The downstairs is empty of people. Alaska is empty of palm trees. Some people's heads are empty of common sense. Emptiness is not a thing. It is a qualifier of something else that is absent regarding a specific locus. Time is nothing other than the expression of magnitudes. Magnitude comes first, then time. It would take me forever to get into the details of why time, to the ancient Egyptians, Greeks, and Indians, was the number 4. That's also one of the reasons why number 4 does not appear in the golden ratio, i.e. the Fibonacci sequence. It's 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. Oh, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. What's missing there? 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. The only number missing there is 4. There is a very detailed reason why 4 is actually the number for time. In every aspect of ancient metaphysics, 4 is the number for time, which does not exist in the Fibonacci sequence. It doesn't exist there because time is unreal. Time has absolutely no... Time and space and emptiness and chaos, these are all conceptual constructs of humanity. There are only 2 constants in the universe. Field pressure for noumena. You probably don't know what noumena is. Noumena are all those things which are the inverse of phenomena. They are literally the substrate, if you will, that which pre-exists phenomena. Okay? And time for phenomena. So you have 2 constants in the universe. Field pressure for noumena and time for phenomena. All phenomena has magnitude. All magnitude is measured in time. The universe is not governed by math, only field pressure mediations. And for things with magnitude, it's measured in time, but time doesn't exist. Therefore, irreducibly, it is the case that the universe is only governed by field pressure mediation. Only. Force and motion, inertia and acceleration. If you were really, really wise, you'd understand that the universe is really, really simple. Like if we're a smart group of aliens were to arrive, and no, I'm not one of those alien people. If a smart group of aliens were to land on Earth, they look around and they'd study our books and go, these people are effing dumbasses. That's what they would say. They'd be totally right, of course. All of which terminate and are destroyed in the plane of inertia or pure potential. Time doesn't exist. Math does not govern the universe. We think it does. We have equations for everything. We have equations that help satellites slingshot themselves around Jupiter. Maxwellian field equations are really rather simple. Charles Proteus Steinmetz, some of his equations are 4 pages long. That's a lot of math, man. He was a crippled little person. I know you're not supposed to say midget, but he was an awesome dude. He's like a midget that's hunchbacked, and he smoked a big cigar, and he was one smart mother. I mean, even he kind of makes Nikola Tesla, look like a bit of a dumbass. Charles Proteus Steinmetz is the one that perfected the AC generator, by the way, not Tesla. Tesla invented it. That little hunchbacked midget with the gigantic cigar, that dude was, he was smart. Like, nobody knows who Charles Proteus Steinmetz was. Everybody should know who he was. So anyway, that's it. Those are the ancient secrets of the Egyptians, specifically the Greeks and the Indians. Now this is all my writings, by the way. I've written 7 books, and I've written dozens, and I've written many articles. So I hope you like that. If you didn't, well, whatever. Can't please everybody, right? I am not running a popularity contest. You probably figured that one out already, though. Bye.